Hey everybody, it's Anna. Welcome to a new tarot story this week. So we're having a short tarot story this week because we're starting with the Wednesday card. For that we have the Three of Swords reversed. So people often think of this card as being about having a broken heart. And that's because literally the image shows a heart being pierced. But actually, this is a swords card, and the swords are connected to the mind. They're about ideas, beliefs, expectations, and communication. So when this card shows up, it does suggest that something's not going our way, but it's not the heart that's having the problem, it's the mind. So we turn it upright, we can see indeed there is a heart being pierced by three swords. The number three, though, is not about conflict or challenge. The number three is about gaining momentum. So actually this card shows up when the mind is being encouraged to loosen up, to lighten up, to get moving very quickly. That's because at this point the mind learns that its plans are not going to be leading the way. Like it has a sort of a linear idea of what might be happening, but it turns out that's not happening that way. The mind at first thinks this is a terrible tragedy, something went wrong, it's going to get resistant and angry and grumpy about it. But the opportunity here is for the mind to realize that something else is in charge. There's actually this genius and to the wisdom and mystery of the soul. And the soul has a plan which is different than the mind's. It's not only different, but it's actually better than the mind's. So if the mind can learn at this point to let go of its own expectations, or at least to hold them very lightly. Like maybe the mind can make a plan, but we want the mind to hold the plan very lightly, to be open to the fact that there is always an adventure brewing in the background, and that adventure is actually leading somewhere even better than the mind experienced. If the mind can get that, the mind gains momentum. That's the three, right? The mind gains momentum and is able to keep pace a little better with how the intuition and the soul are leading. Also, I love this image. It does have clouds that are sort of cloudy and sad. So because the mind is probably feeling grumpy at this point, but there's water coming down. And you see water a lot in the swords trajectory. And that's because water connects to intuitive wisdom. So the mind is being drenched in intuitive wisdom here. It's basically saying, yes, I know you're feeling gloomy and cloudy and you think things didn't go right and you're mad that they didn't go your way. But if you'll just relax a little, if you'll just go with the flow and trust in what is happening, you will discover something even better is coming. So this tells us that the best laid plans of mice and men don't always come to fruition, but that's actually a good thing because our plans are actually smaller. What our mind envisions is actually smaller than what is on its way. This came to us reversed. That suggests to me the mind might be being a bit resistant here, which is fair. I mean, the mind had a plan, it didn't work out, it's feeling like things went wrong. So the mind can be very dogmatic if it thinks something went wrong. The mind likes to, especially in its kind of young, early stages, it likes to be very judgy and it likes to tell stories. So we want the mind to start relaxing a little bit. Notice where the mind is getting resistant, where it's stuck in the story, where it's insisting that something should be different than what it is. And consider why the mind might be getting stuck here. The mind usually with a little support, little help can move forward. If it's not moving forward, it's probably because it is stuck in with a pain point or an anchor point. And that means there is something in our past that the mind is contending with and it's blocking the mind from moving forward. This is actually really helpful because when the mind won't move forward, it shows us where there is a healing to be had. So consider where the mind is leading you. When it's digging in its heels and it's saying, this is absolutely wrong, we messed up, they messed up, whatever the story is, see if you can trace that mindset back to its root and figure out what the mind's upset about and then bring it to healing. And then the mind will be free again. So that's today's card. See you tomorrow for our next one. Bye.